Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today we're going to look at how to establish an M&E system. In today's video I want you to fully appreciate the concept of an M&E system, why we need to establish an M&E system in project management and monitoring evaluation, how to make an M&E system and hands-on experience, case studies of actually making an M&E system. So an M&E system is a structured set of planning, information gathering, analysis, reflection, and reporting process, together with the necessary supporting conditions required to ensure viable solutions or contributions of a project. In brief, it's just a structured set of planning, information gathering, analysis, reflection, and reporting of your project. So an M&E system implies of how you're going to plan your overall M&E in your project organization, how you're going to be implementing the M&E activities, how you're going to be reporting, who will be responsible, how you're going to do the data collection, analysis, and data management. So it's also a communication system which information flows in different directions among the stakeholders. So why do we develop an M&E system? One, we develop an M&E system to facilitate learning and to inform decision making within our organization. And two, we develop M&E systems to generate relevant, timely information and making it available for our project stakeholders. Other objectives why we develop M&E system is to improve project management and ensure optimum use of funds and resources. We learn from experience to improve relevant outcomes and also contribute to the project or program to the beneficiaries. To strengthen the capacity of the implementing agencies or NGOs and the capacity to monitor and evaluate our own projects and activities, and to also meet donor requirements. Those are some of the objectives why we establish an M&E system. So what tasks or action steps do you need in establishing an M&E system? First, you have to determine what is the aim of this M&E system I want to establish in this organization. And the aim is always designed to meet the specific needs, and these needs can vary according to nature or aim of work, organization structure, or requirements of the donors. So you need to establish what is the requirement, the need, what is the need, what is my objective of establishing this M&E system. So in this process, it involves you deciding who needs this M&E system, for what purpose, and thereby it helps you set the objective. Is it a reporting requirement to the donors, or is it used for accountability, or is it going to help us improve in monitoring and evaluating our project activity? And is it going to be participatory and learning process for taking corrective actions? You establish what is the reason I'm actually establishing this M&E system. So the aim of establishing an M&E system, one, you can still look at how comprehensive do I need this M&E system to be, how detailed, how much information do I need, at what level of the objective hierarchy am I going to monitor and evaluate? Am I going to monitor at the goal, at the outcome, or purpose, or output, activity levels? So it informs you in establishing your M&E system that if I'm going to monitor at outcome level, then I need to establish this kind of system or activities. Then I can do a comprehensive system for all the hierarchy of results. Then to identify your performance questions. The performance questions here, they come from your performance indicators. At this stage, you look at what do I need to know in order to monitor and evaluate. And in this time, you should consider this element very much. What do I need to know in order to monitor and evaluate any project or program? Step 3, you plan for information gathering and analysis. So you plan, how will I gather this information and what methods will I use to gather information for my monitoring and evaluation system. Who will gather this information, who will analyze it, and how will it be analyzed. So here you're establishing how will the data management process be in this organization, who will be responsible for collecting the data. Then I can know I'll have data entrants or data collectors or enumerators who collect the data. What tools will I need? I'll use online survey tools, or I'll use paper survey tools to collect data. How will it gathered? This will be gathered with these tools. Who will analyze it? Maybe it's a money officer or manager who analyze it and then report it. Yeah, so you're planning your M&E system. Then you determine the frequency of the M&E. What will be the time scope beginning? When will you be doing M&E? Will you be doing it quarterly, monthly, mid-year, biannually? You determine, still establishing. So how are we going to run our M&E in this organizational program to be done on quarterly or annually? You're establishing. And then you determine the organization and management of the M&E. Who will be involved in this M&E? Will I work with field teams? Will I work with project managers? Will I work with M&E assistants, officers? Depending. What will be the specific tasks and responsibilities of each member? You specify. And who would oversee the whole process? In this case, can be the M&E manager. You're still determining and establishing your M&E system. Then you determine the recording manner in which you're going to be recording. So in this case, you can look at your project component. You can look at the effectiveness of the component in terms of its campaigning strategy. This is just an example. Information you may require, the method of data collection you require to gather information on that indicator or project component. What will be the data sources? How often will it be done? And who will be in charge? So you can determine that this is how we're going to record our project data based on an indicator or the result matrix. That is also part of the monitoring and evaluation system. Then you can also determine what will be your reporting format. In this case, you can have a reporting format. You have the project indicator, the target, the baseline values, and we shall be reporting maybe at every last period of the quarter or the period or during the period, and maybe these project indicators will be cumulative or will be at a percentage on the project date. You determine that these are going to be our reporting formats for our reporting on the project indicators or project activities for our monitoring and evaluation system. Yeah. Then you plan for the quality. Plan for the quality, communication and reporting. How will you be doing your communication and reporting? You plan. Will you do review meetings? Will you do notice boards? Will you do emails? There's so many communications. So you plan out your communication, how you're going to do your communication, either from the different stakeholders, the donor, the project field members, the field teams. You determine how the communication will be done. Then you look at critical reflections. What things would make us feel that we are making progress on milestones, and how will you find out whether these things are happening? Yeah, so this is also monitoring and evaluating. So you state in our M&E system, this is what we look at to see that we actually achieve these milestones. Yeah. What do we need to do? Step number 10, you look at, you've been planning on what you need to know to establish your M&E system. The people who you require in terms of their skills and competences, the equipment you require for your M&E system. Maybe you need tablets for data collection. You need you'll need softwares for data management and analysis. Reporting structure, is it going to be departmental? Under which department you specify? Then what will be the funding for the M&E activities? And then what are the policies and procedures for our M&E activities? Yeah, so all that should be planned in advance. Remember, time is very important. And because your scope may change, needs may keep changing, people's skill set may change, so you need to plan in advance of how you're going to establish your monitoring and evaluation system. So in summary, with key steps you need to know in establishing a monitoring and evaluation system. One, the readiness assessment. You need to assess how ready the organization is in terms of establishing a monitoring and evaluation system. Do they have the resources? Do they have the willingness? Determine. Then agree on outcomes to monitor and evaluate with your team. Set out key indicators. For these outcomes is what you're going to track progress on to monitor. And then gather baseline data on these key performance indicators. Set realistic targets for these key performance indicators, and then monitor for results. Evaluate, report your findings on the key indicators you set out, and then use the findings and then sustain the M&E system. So in summary, those are the key steps you need to establish once we've discussed prior to establish a result-based monitoring and evaluation system. Key components or issues for tracking. You can track your input, output, performance, quality. You can track your progress of work, quality and technical, and then time performance. Time performance of these activities. How are they supposed to be implemented in what time frame? Is that it? How is the output? What is the progress of work and quality? You track that. Then you can look at cost performance in terms of relevance, sustainability, and any unusual. So an example here for an M&E system may be to establish. One, we have Action Aid has for the last years been supporting rural communities. Improve whoever builds. The aim of the project was to improve milk production among local farmers. Come up with a simple M&E system to this milk production. So example, still M&E system, we have a project component to be monitored is milk production. What info do we need is the amount of milk produced by the heifer. That's what we're going to track. How are we going to collect data? We look at records of the milk production. And what will be the source of this information? There will be records by the heifer. And then how often we get this data? It will be by every after 2 weeks. And then the person in charge will be the heifer project officer. So that's it today on M&E system. Thank you so much. Like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Ciao.